The air in Seattle is sharp as glass and the lights feel closer than the moon. Game 3, Blue Jays at Mariners, 8:08 Eastern. Seattle leads 2-0, and the whole building hums like a wire pulled tight. Toronto stares at the cliff. Seattle stares at a door they've never walked through. Tonight decides who blinks. Shane Bieber takes the ball for Toronto, brought here for this exact kind of night. The tools are clever. Late breaker, four-seam that sneaks, a changeup he hides behind the heater. But his runway is short. October has given him only 2.2 postseason innings, 6.75 ERA, 2.25 WHIP. That demands discipline. First pitch strikes, edge nibbling, soft contact on the ground. If he gets behind and has to live middle, loud swings turn into courtroom exhibits, and the bullpen phone rings early. George Kirby answers for Seattle with the simplest sermon in baseball. Command, 10 postseason innings, 14 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 more whip. He pours strikes like water through a funnel, changes eye level, and makes hitters fight his pitch, not theirs. When the four-seam rides and the two-seam bores, righties get sawn off and lefties lift harmless sky. His job is not to dominate, it's to ration base runners until leverage takes the wheel. Offenses, Toronto needs Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to be loud again and George Springer to light the fuse early. Seattle counters with Julio Rodriguez's gravity and Cal Raleigh's hammer, but T-Mobile Park trims flight and turns barrels into warnings. Add a ruthless Mariners bullpen that's been stacking zeros, and the run environment tilts quieter by design. Everything has led to this first pitch. And today's AI pick is under 6.5. Will we cash, or will we burn? The path is narrow and cold. Kirby's strike economy, Bieber's short leash precision, quick hooks into high leverage arms, and a park that swallows ambition. One crooked inning is the only real enemy. Avoid it. And the math holds. If we reach the middle third within a run, count leverage becomes destiny. Early called strikes reduce traffic, double play lanes stay open, and managers can script clean bridges to the ninth. Watch the seventh. Seattle's bridge arms funnel everything toward Munoz. Toronto's best counter is ambush hitting before spin shows. Quiet, patient baseball wins this one by subtraction, not spectacle. Keep the ball in the yard, trust the leverage, and let the park do its work. Now on to college football, Delaware versus Jacksonville State.
Tonight, under the lights in Jacksonville, Alabama, two teams on very different journeys collide in a midweek CUSA showcase. The Delaware Blue Hens make the trip south, sitting at 3-2, still carving out their identity in their first FBS season. The Jacksonville State Gamecocks stand at 3-3 but perfect in conference play, looking to prove their ground game can bulldoze anyone who steps into Burgess Snow Field. On paper, this matchup is a study in contrast. Delaware lives through the air, while Jacksonville State tries to crush you on the ground. Let's start under center. For Delaware, quarterback Nick Minicucci has been the steady pulse of this program's FBS debut. Completing nearly 65% of his passes, he's thrown for over 2,300 yards and 8 touchdowns, while adding 7 more on the ground. He's a dual threat who thrives when given time to read the field, using quick rhythm throws to keep defenses off balance. When he's in command, Delaware's offense feels like a Power 5 unit, fast, efficient, and dangerous. Across the field, Jacksonville State's quarterback situation is more fluid. Caden Creel took over last week and immediately sparked life with his legs, rushing for 132 yards and a score. The Gamecocks may rotate him with Gavin Wimsatt, who offers more passing experience but less explosiveness. The issue? Neither has shown consistent accuracy through the air. Against a Delaware defense that can bait quarterbacks into tight window throws, that's a risky proposition. Game flow favors Delaware's balance. The Blue Hens average over 270 passing yards per game, facing a JSU secondary that's been exposed by deep shots. If Minicucci finds rhythm early, Delaware can force the Gamecocks away from their run-heavy script. Jacksonville State's strength, its rushing attack, also shortens the game, but that works both ways. If Delaware builds a lead, JSU's limited passing attack will struggle to catch up. And today's AI pick is Delaware 2.5. The Blue Hens' air attack and third down efficiency should be enough to overcome JSU's home field edge and rushing volume. Expect Delaware to stay composed, win the trench pass protection battle, and make the statement their FBS season has been building toward. Will we cash or will we burn? Either way, onto UTEP versus Sam Houston.
Wednesday night in Houston brings together two desperate programs searching for air. The UTEP Miners, sitting at 1-5, travel east to face the Sam Houston Bearcats, who remain winless at 0-6. Under the lights of Shell Energy Stadium, this Conference USA matchup isn't about rankings or records, it's about survival. Both teams are battered, both coaches are under pressure, and both fan bases are desperate for something that resembles hope. Let's start behind center. For UTEP, the quarterback position has been a revolving door. Former five-star USC transfer Malachi Nelson began the year with high expectations, but struggled to adapt to the system, completing under 60% of his passes with mounting turnovers. His backup, Skylar Locklear, started last week against Liberty, but offered little improvement, throwing for only 90 yards and 2 interceptions. The Miners have averaged just 18.7 points per game and rank near the bottom of the FBS in both passing efficiency and third down conversions. Against most defenses, that's a fatal flaw. But Sam Houston's defense, allowing nearly 40 points per game, gives UTEP its softest test in weeks. Across the field, Sam Houston finally has a spark at quarterback. Sophomore Hunter Watson took over last week and delivered his best game of the season, throwing 3 touchdowns and nearly toppling Jacksonville State before losing on a last-second field goal. It was the Bearcats' first glimpse of a real offensive identity. Watson's poise and mobility energized a team that had been sleepwalking for most of the season. If he protects the ball and continues to command the huddle, Sam Houston's offense could finally sustain drives. This isn't a matchup of strength versus strength, it's weakness versus willpower. UTEP's defense is solid, but their offense is unstable and turnover-prone. Sam Houston, buoyed by home field energy and newfound confidence, looks like a team ready to fight past the numbers. The Bearcats aren't just playing to cover, they're playing to prove they're alive. And today's AI pick is Sam Houston plus 0.5. Momentum, hunger, and belief make this underdog live. The Bearcats are due, and tonight they just might break through. Will we cash or will we burn? Now, to the recap with Lilith.
Great, my loves. Let's run it back. Game 1, the Blue Jays and Mariners gave us a classic pitcher's duel up north. Cold bats, cold night, and our AI pick of under 6.5 hit the rhythm perfectly. Defense ruled the diamond, and that's exactly how the algorithm drew it up. Game 2. In college football, the Delaware Blue Hens flew into Alabama to face Jacksonville State. It was a battle of air versus ground, and our AI pick of Delaware 2.5 leaned on efficiency and composure. The passing game held steady, the defense closed late, and the FBS newcomers made their statement under pressure. Game 3. Then came the grinder in Houston, UTEP versus Sam Houston State. We took Sam Houston plus 2.5, and the Bearcats clawed their way through every possession, powered by momentum, hunger, and a quarterback finally finding rhythm. That edge was real, and the cover was earned. Now in Spanish, for our global crew, Juego 1, Azulejos contra Marineros, abajo de 6.5. Y Juego 2, Delaware menos 2.5. Juego 3, Sam Houston más 2.5. Like and subscribe. Will we cash or will we burn? Wer nichts wagt, der nichts gewinnt. He who risks nothing, gains nothing.
I got sins I still owe the devil. For a tab I ain't paid in years. Sold my soul on the dotted line. Sign my name in blood and tears. There ain't no buying back salvation. No running from the deal I made. I got sins I still owe the devil. And the devil will collect his pay.